The world's biggest solar plane, Solar Impulse 2, is still waiting for suitable weather to continue its round-the-world tour. The Swiss-made zero-fuel airplane started its journey from Abu Dhabi on March 9th. After 4 stops in India and Myanmar, it arrived in China on March 31st. It was scheduled to take a quick stop in Chongqing for recharging, but got stuck there for almost a month due to the damp weather of the city. It finally arrived in Nanjing on April 21st, which is the final stop in China and the 6th of 12 stops on the journey. After a few days of exhibition, the solar plane will face the most grueling test of its journey, a 5-day flight straight over the Pacific. The plane's official Weibo account announced there is no forecasted weather suitable for a takeoff this week. And shortly after the plane landed in Nanjing, my colleague He Jian talked to the 2 pilots who are also the project initiators about their journey and preparations for the next stage.
3, 2, 1, go! We made it, guys!
We made it! Absolutely unbelievable!
This is the wing of the Solar Impulse 2, the world's largest solar-powered airplane that is also making its quest to fly around the world without a single drop of fuel. The wingspan of the plane is 72 meters, even longer than the Boeing 747. And it's now making its stopover here in Nanjing, the capital of the Jiangsu province next to Shanghai. And I got the chance to talk to the 2 pilots and also the initiator of the whole plan to fly the world with clean and renewable energy. You had some delays on your flight from Chongqing municipality to here in Nanjing. You delayed a few days. So will your whole plan be further delayed?
We are in a project that started 13 years ago. So the 3 weeks delay in Chongqing, that was really not a problem, you know. We just have to accept it. It was difficult to find good weather at takeoff and landing and en route. And for our weather team, that's sometimes challenging.
So after you set off from Nanjing to Hawaii, it's going to be a 5 days and 5 nights long journey, over 120 hours. So have you made any special preparations for this extremely long journey?
Of course, part of it we have prepared, what we know. As it has never been done, the major question is, what did we underestimate? What did we miss? What are we not understanding, in fact, in this flight? But what we could anticipate was done and was trained by spending, for example, for Bertrand and me, 3 days, 3 nights in the flight simulator, same environment that here, same size, of course on the ground, but learning how to rest for 20 minutes, using for Bertrand self-hypnosis, for me yoga techniques to keep up the energy level, seeing how to feed ourselves, our natural needs. So this has been well prepared, but now of course remains the big question mark. What will happen?
Yeah, you mentioned about natural needs. How do you settle that issue?
In the first airplane was easy because we had a full bottle of water on one side and empty bottle on the other side at takeoff. And at landing, the bottle of water were empty and the empty bottle at takeoff were full. So for a man, no problem. Now here we have integrated the toilet. So the goal is to be sustainable as a human being as much as the airplane can be sustainable by staying in the air a week, a month, non-stop.
We can see the interior of the cockpit. It looks it's even too small for just one person. So how do you manage to survive in that?
The cockpit is for one single pilot. There's only one seat, and we take turns. When André flies, I'm on the ground to follow him. When I fly, he's on the ground to follow me. And this makes it challenging. If one could sleep 12 hours and the other one fly the plane, it would be much more easy.
We have very complementary experience and skills. Bertrand has a lot of experience in exploration. He did 2 flights or 3 flights over the ocean, the Atlantic first, the Pacific then, and the Atlantic again. And my experience is about flying aircraft since a long time. With Bertrand sharing what he learned, what he experienced in this long duration flight in such a tiny environment. And by combining both, that's, we believe, the best way to be successful.
Judging from the appearance of the plane, it looks quite fragile. Everything is so thin. So can it endure the high pressure when it's up in the air?
We have a mission control center, which is based in Monaco. It's a little bit, you know, what you have for when you launch space rockets, engineers on the ground checking everything, and that's what they do for us. In this control center, we have weathermen, we have people doing a lot of simulation. So what they do is to decide where to fly and how to fly. That's the reason also why we take off early in the morning, we land late at night, we fly very high above the turbulence in good weather. And this is guaranteed by this team on the ground.
Tell me about the worst case scenarios. What if you have encountered some emergencies? What will you do?
You have 2 worst case scenarios. One is the airplane having a huge problem, something burning in the air, fire on board. Then you have to bail out immediately. Or you have a complete loss of energy because you could not get at the altitude to get the sun. You have clouds, the night consumes the energy, and you cannot wait until the next sunrise, and you have to ditch. And in this case, you also need to bail out because the pilot cannot stay in the plane if you ditch. So we have been trained to jump with a parachute, to survive in cold water on a small life raft. And this is the worst case scenario, but we have to be ready also for that. Of course, we hope it won't happen.
Exactly, but we believe it will not happen. Because if we would believe it would happen, the choice of the pilot would have been the best swimmer.
What do you intend to inspire the whole generation with your unprecedented adventure?
We would like to inspire the people about pioneering spirit, about innovation, pushing the limits further, being courageous enough to take some risk to change what we have today, especially in terms of energy and technology. Today, Solar Impulse is demonstrating that we can achieve incredibly difficult goals with renewable energies and clean technologies. And these technologies can be used on the ground also to make a cleaner world, protect the environment, but at the same time stimulate the industry, increase GDP, make profit and create jobs. That's really the combination of the extremes that clean technologies allow today.
Many wonders start from dreams, and these 2 men are making their dreams come true. Although the 2 pilots frankly admitted that the whole Solar Impulse plan may not end up in a great success, they're still risking their lives, risking their fortune to inspire the whole generation to innovate, to break through, and to think about the need for environmental protection.